So what I've been doing, set the trap, get it down to where it's in the night light, so it's ready to fire. Then I'll take my trap pan tester, I'll fold the loose jaw up, so you can do it either way, but it kind of wears on the tester. It's aggravating if you have good pan tension where you don't need to adjust it. Then you've still got to open the trap, versus if you do it like this, you don't have to deal with trying to get the tester out of the trap. So it's a little tidbit I picked up after doing this for a while. But so then I just try to place the tester right in the middle of the pan, and then I just start slowly pressing down and keeping track. So that's, we passed 1, we passed 2, that's 3 pounds, we're down to 4 pounds, and that bottoms it out. So 4+ pounds, probably close to 5 pounds minimum. Way more than I want. I'd like it to be 3 max, and a little under, between 2 and 3 is good for me. So there's 3 spots we're gonna file. So this is an older trap, so it's got a long dog. Most of the newer traps have, like I said, a shorter dog. So the three locations that we're gonna file is, try to get it where you can see. So on these dogs, it's I'm trying to keep this where you can see it. And my white hand, or my black hand ain't. But so if you can kind of see, you got your notch. So there's a slope on the dog, then there's the notch, and then the end of the dog itself. So in adjusting the pan tension, what I'm going to want to do is adjust and put where that notch goes down. I want to put a downward slope on it, just slightly, so that the trap will fire a little bit easier. In effect, the same thing as bending the dog down, right? But you're not doing anything with the dog. And so one thing that may take is a little bit of filing on the back of the notch, just to kind of square things up, and then filing the notch itself at a little bit of a downward angle. And then it's also worth looking at the end of the dog and just making sure that's flat, smooth, even surface. So like I said, we were at 5 pounds, so I'm going to try to kind of do this, and better safe than sorry. I'm not going to try to take a lot at a time. I'm just going to try to take my time. Try to make sure we're getting a relatively even. Make sure my notch is very defined, and then work on my angle, and then tighten up the tip. So let's see what that did. Zoom out just a hair here. All right. Click, we're in place. So now let's take our tester, where you can kind of see with me. I put it in the middle of the pan, start pressing down. So we're at 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 4 pounds. All right, so we made a little bit of progress. I'm gonna take a little bit more off. And the good thing about using the file too, and going easy on it, is if you wind up taking a little bit too much, you know, you can always just file your notch back just a little bit and give yourself a little bit more room. Kind of undo what you did if you're afraid you did too much. Give it one more back. The thing is, you want to be careful, because you don't want to lose your full notch, or else you know, it's gonna, as soon as you click down, it's not gonna click, it's gonna fire. And that's where, if you get to that scenario, you can just file back just slightly on your notch. So there, we got a good click. So let's test it and see. 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 4 pounds. Still need to take a little bit more off. it is kind of painfully slow, but like I said, kind of going slow helps keep you from having to do some makeup work. 2, 3. All right, you see, I don't know if you caught that or not, but the pan dropped just slightly, but it didn't fire. So I don't really want that either. So what that tells me is that it might be worth, along with shaving down, just to, you know, continuing my downward angle, take a little bit off the tip of the dog, because that notch may be getting a little bit too long. I don't want, I mean, it's going to travel just a little bit, but overall I don't want very much travel before that thing fires. Again, I'm looking at it, trying to make sure it's roughly even. Probably be better to do this with in a clamp or something, but I'm more of an eyeballer than a perfectionist, so. Talking about trap pan testers, I did have one guy respond saying that he used, and it may have been just for dog proofs, I don't know, it should work for these too, but he used a like a trigger, like on your gun, a trigger testing or trigger setting or trigger testing pull gauge to get his pan tension, which made a lot of sense, and you know, maybe actually a little more accurate than this, depending on, I'm assuming some of those gauges can be digital, so you can get it pretty specific. 3. All right, so that looked like about 3.5, so we're getting there. Might have gone just a little too much. That was about 2. There's my overzealousness of 1 extra stroke on the file. Let's try that again and watch it. 1, 2, 2.5. I think I'm gonna say that's perfect. I'd say that's somewhere between 2.5 and 3. I like it. Wasn't a lot of drop, so I'm gonna call that good, and we'll move on to the next one. But I just wanted to show y'all, like I said, because I know it on Minnesota's site, from at least what I've seen in the past, that you know, their recommendation was if you want to adjust your pan tension to bend the dog, and I just don't like that. Those dogs don't bend easy, and I really like this filing method, and as much as I hate it, I think it's worthwhile, after going through this little exercise, worthwhile to double check your pan tension on your MBs, especially if you're targeting something other than coyotes. If you're wanting to catch kind of a well-rounded suit of all the trap line critters out there. So hope that's helpful. Y'all better get with it, because the season's coming up fast. I'm trying to get these things done, get my anchors, and get them ready. I know some of you out there are trapping, so hope y'all are having good luck and waylaying the critters.